I love it when things work out, man. It's just natural. It's just natural. Welcome to the Crucible Podcast. How you doing, Emil?
I'm doing great. How you doing, Paul?
Hanging in there, buddy. Hanging in there.
Staying dry.
Staying dry. And
Mm.
speaking of staying dry, that's something we want to touch on. Let's bring this up full screen and talk about this for a second. Can you tell them where this is from?
So this is live from Naples, and we're recording this today, Wednesday. Tomorrow, it's supposed to hit the wall. The eye wall is supposed to hit tonight.
Yes.
I think 11 p.m., something like that. But you're looking at the leading bands hitting just south of the eye, right? So
Yep.
Naples is probably about an hour and a half south of the. No, it's probably like 2.5 hours south of Tampa, I believe.
And it did the latest information I got. And again, this is October 9th, and you're watching the Crucible Podcast, October 9th of 2024 at just before 7 p.m.
Mm.
About an hour ago, I was watching some live stuff on it, and they did mention that it is traveling well south of Tampa now, and where they're talking about it coming, the eye gonna come ashore is right around the Sarasota area.
Mm.
So this
That's wild,
actually
man.
might be closer to the eye than we think. Not that 2 hours, maybe an hour now, right?
Yeah. I'm actually surprised that there's not some crazy Florida man out there trying to do some fishing or something on that pier.
Just sending it, right? Well, if he hunkers down, he might be able to catch him right in his front living room. But
That's
it is a terrible,
true.
dude. It's a terrible, terrible thing. I've got a friend. Not even. I went to high school with him. It's not that I can't consider him a friend, an
Sure.
acquaintance. We say hello if we ever do run across each other. But he
Mhm.
lives down there in the Tampa area, and it was kind of sad seeing a picture on Facebook last night. It was a picture. It was sad and almost comical in a weird way, right? So he's talking about the floods of 10 to 13 feet, right?
Mhm.
And he says, we got everything put up the best we can. And the picture is like everything's on his countertop, right? And his
Yeah.
countertop's about 4 foot. And you're talking about 10 foot of water coming in. It's why
It's not gonna do
put it up
much.
on right? Why put it up on the countertop at that point? It's not a funny situation. I just wanted to make light of a messed up situation, but that put it in perspective of how high that water could possibly be. You put your stuff up on your countertops, it's still not safe.
Yeah. Well, I heard a great tip. Actually, I think my wife shared this with me is using your dishwasher, empty it out, put all your whatever electronics and stuff like that in there. Did we lose feed?
No, we're good.
Okay. Yeah, putting your electronics and stuff in there and then shutting it, like closing that thing up because it's meant to be waterproof. So in theory, the water
Yeah,
level comes, it rises, it'll fall back down, and your whatever's in there should still be okay.
as long as it doesn't get
Yeah,
sucked out the house, right?
that's true. That's
Right?
true. So
Anything
yeah,
can
thoughts with
happen.
those guys. It's not fun. We've been through a few hurricanes when we lived down in Florida. We still have a lot of friends down there too, and most of them are in safer zones, either inland or further south. We don't. We only know a couple of people that are on the Gulf Coast,
I put
but
a text
I think
message
they
out to
all.
Guido, and I know he's southern, right? He's more
Yeah,
southern Florida.
yeah.
I
He's
never
he's
did hear.
closer to Fort
I never did
Lauderdale.
response. I didn't get a response back, but that's typical Guido fashion,
That
anyways.
is.
But
He's
hope
fine.
he's
He's
safe.
fine. Yeah.
Hope he's safe.
So a lot to talk about today.
We do, and the topic's U.S. Mint, right?
Yep. Yep.
We have confirmation of the Star-Privy, which we talked about a couple weeks back,
Hmm.
and it wasn't one of the gaming systems we kind of thought, or the gaming groups. It wasn't
Surprise.
Rockstar. It
Surprise.
wasn't anything to do with Modern Warfare, Call of
Yep.
Duty. It's
Yep.
something completely different. And if you don't know what it is, stay tuned. We're
Stay
going to get
tuned.
into that one. But it's kind of, I thought about this today. Is the US Mint just a little bit out of their league, or is this just not their style? Are they doing money grabs, or possible money
Yeah.
grabs, I guess I should say, with we have the DC collection coming out that we don't even know what they're really going to look like yet. I think we have a photo, um, what potentially they could look like, but we don't know. Are they going to be like chibi like? I'm thinking.
Or a coin with an image
Are they
or
going
an
to be a
effigy.
coin?
Who
Yeah, and
knows?
that's just it. Are they just going to be rounds? Not rounds, metals. But So let's start with the DC. Where is that? Right here.
Yep.
We talked about this. We talked about this one a few weeks back as well. The ultimate crossover, US Mint and DC Comics. So they're going to run a 3-year, I believe it was 3-year program, 3 or 5-year program with 3 of these characters each year, starting 2025. I guess we didn't really touch on much of how we actually felt about it, because it's one of them shocking events that you would never think the US Mint was ever going to come up with.
So I guess my thoughts on this are off the bat, they're going to do well. They're going to do well because it's US Mint and it's a first for them, right? Partnering
Sure.
up with
Okay.
some other company, especially something like this, something collectible, DC. That's one side of it. I do think it will do well. It will appreciate. But on the flip side of that, I think it's played out. And I think the US Mint's kind of jumping into it a little late. They're a little late to the game. I don't know.
Explain
Maybe you feel
explain
different.
played out.
Who else has done DC? All right, I think
New
Perth Mint,
Zealand Mint,
New Zealand Mint,
Perth Mint.
and I think there might have been one other. I could have swore I seen Fiji or something like that. Somebody else had DC also.
Yep.
So it's been done. They've partnered up with other countries, other mints, and this is obviously their first with U.S. Mint. But again, I almost feel like U.S. Mint's a little late to the game. Same thing if they would have jumped on Marvel or anything like that.
Yeah.
It would have been nice to see something for their first release. It would have been nice to see something original that has not yet, or maybe that hasn't in a long time partnered up with anyone. Like honestly, like Pokemon. I know
Sure.
that's silly, and a lot of people might not even be into Pokemon, but believe it or not, Pokemon. What are there like? There's probably like 500 or 600 of them.
You see rounds, but you never see coins, right?
I think there were coins.
I think there were coins.
I wanna say it was like Perth or something. They came out with 3 or 4 of them, and then they stopped. I think Pokemon
That's
pulled
kind of what
their
they did.
partnership.
I don't think it was Perth, was it?
I
No.
don't know. I don't
No,
know.
I'm talking about like the Street Fighter. So Street Fighters
Ah,
was coming out with a themed, one of each character. I think they did 3 and then that was it. And
yeah,
they
they
did
had
really
chibis
well off
too.
the bat. Hmm?
They had chibis too, or something like a chibi.
Yeah, fucking chippies. Come on. I just
Those are your favorite. Don't
that's
lie.
that's my issue here, right?
Oh, they better not make these like a chibi. That would make me sad.
And I hope it's not a sticker. Like if this is
Oh
just
my god, it better not.
on, it's gonna so it's just one of those things that together we'll keep up on and go from there whenever we hear some more information on them. Let us know in the comment section or the live chat if you're following along live right now, what you think about these particular releases upcoming from the US Mint.
Yeah.
You did mention a first with a collaboration type thing, and let's hold back on that one.
Let's hold it.
Let's
Let's
hold
hold it
back
to the
on that
end.
one.
You can
All
skip
right.
forward, but don't skip
Let's
forward.
don't skip forward, because this one coming up next is great too. The Flowing Hair Silver Medal, releasing October 15th, high noon, from the US Mint. And they threw us a curveball, didn't they?
Yeah,
Threw us a
you told
little
me about it.
curveball.
I didn't even
Yeah,
know about it.
so this is the medal. And classic me, I did not get a picture of the other side. So this is all you're going to get here
And she
on
has got a throat on her. I mean, damn. That is a neck.
deck.
That is a neck.
Right? Okay, so 1794 is the first time we saw this coin. Granted, this is not a coin. This is a silver medal commemorative from the US Mint. 75,000, and they changed the household order limit from 5 to 1. And they
Crazy.
did that for a certain reason, because here's the curveball, right? What'd they do?
Boom. Privy.
That's what they did. They added, I wish I
That says
didn't do it.
230, right?
Yes, I didn't do it. You zoom, I can't zoom in here, but that is a privy mark. It's what would you call that? A scroll?
Scroll.
A
Yeah.
scroll with the numbers 230, representing the 230th anniversary of the first minting of this coin. And here's another fun fact for you. October 15th of 1794 was when that coin was actually released. So we will see these again 230 years later on the day, October the 15th. Isn't that something?
So I really like this coin, the original coin. Obviously, I don't have one in my possession because they
who
are
does?
incredibly expensive, very high premium collectible piece. Fun fact: this is Jack Black's favorite coin. If anybody
Yes.
in the chat or whatever, if you're watching at home or you're listening, if you know Jack Black, have him call us.
Send them our way. Email us. Don't actually call us because I probably wouldn't answer because I wouldn't know the number and you
Have
probably
him
wouldn't
text
leave us a
me.
voicemail. Text message, hit me up on Instagram, hit up a meal, whatever you want to do. Definitely put us in contact with him if you know him, right?
Yeah, this is his jam right here. This is his cup of tea.
Yeah,
He
and that
loves
came out on
acquiring.
a talk show, late night
Yep.
talk show. He was with I forget who, and he mentioned he was a coin collector,
Was
and
it
this was
Conan?
it could have been. It
It might
could
have
have
been
very well
Conan.
been, and he said that this was his favorite coin. Okay, but here's the deal. I just showed you two medals, two different medals. You might think they were the same, but they're different. They're different because of that privy. Now, I sent you some numbers today. This privy mark is only going to be on, take a guess.
Oh, what year did it come out?
It's only going to be on 1,794 of these medals.
So 1794.
1794.
And you did the math on this. So this means one in every
41.80 boxes potentially has one of those in it. If, I did the math right, 41.80, which leaves you with a percentage. I sent this to you and I should have wrote it down, but like,
it was 2 point something percent.
yeah, like 2.39% chance of anybody between you and I, anybody sitting here watching, anybody watching after the fact, chance to get one of these. Anybody who orders one, you have about a 2.4% chance to get one.
So
what's up with that?
for every 100 people that watch this and order one, about two of you are going to get it.
Two of you should get
was
it.
pretty awesome. And if you get one, again, let us know. Send
Yeah,
us an email.
definitely, snap a picture of it and either email it to the Crucible email or send it to us on Instagram. Both
You
of us,
can
one of
mail
us,
it to
it doesn't
Paulie.
matter. You can mail me the coin. I'm
You would
sorry,
love
the
that.
medal. Yeah, the medal. I'm sorry. A lot of talk. About the potential of a big ticket, high dollar item. If
And I
you
think
were
that
to
was
get one.
smart. Honestly, I think that was a smart move.
You think
Making
so?
a fraction of them with a privy and then randomly sending them out. And what I like about this most, and I really hope that they don't send any of those privies out to these big bullion companies that are buying them. Although I know they will. I know APMEX is going to get some. I know,
Because what
some.
kind of hurt does that put on the folks doing the pre-sales right
Mm,
now on graded 70s? What's that all about?
mm,
How do they know they're getting graded 70s that you're already putting money down on, right?
right. Yep.
Because
That's
they're
crazy.
limited.
That's
They're
such a
they're a
good question.
limited thing. Yeah.
We should get somebody from the Mint on the show and ask them,
Good luck.
how do you know? Like, we get someone from the Mint, someone from AppMex, put them both on the show, and we'll grill them. We'll just grill them.
I'll wear a suit and tie and everything.
Yeah, I'll wear
No,
a
but
tie for that.
seriously, okay, so that's I'm kind of two-sided on it. It's like one of those things, right? Because I hear both sides of it because well, you have too. I kind of compared it earlier before we got on here to an Ultra Break or a New Zealand Mint trading coin.
Yeah.
You're into those. You know what you're getting with the trading coins. You're getting a piece of silver with a sticker on it and potentially a different colorized holder,
Yep.
which is more limited. There's less of them out there made, which should increase the value to said collector, right? Same with
Right.
these Ultra Breaks. It's by
Right.
the label, but we know what we're getting. We know we're getting, I don't have one in front of me. The last round was proof Silver Eagles. So I know I'm getting a proof Silver Eagle. I know they're $269. But the hope is to get that one of 100
Mm-hmm.
limited label, and that is what I guess collectors just somebody who isn't a collector doesn't understand. They'll
Mm-hmm.
never understand it. But what I'm wondering is if those who are against that stuff, if they're going to be buying into this, or if they're just going to say it's a money grab from the U.S. Mint. but they didn't increase the cost either. And I tell you what, it's $104 for 1 ounce of silver with
That's worth
your chance of getting one of those privy marks, where the other stuff is a hell of a lot more money, and especially those Morgan and peace dollars
Right.
that aren't an ounce of silver anymore, and they jacked the prices on those.
Yep.
Insane.
And so for these ones, I think even if you don't get the privy, you're getting a great medal, right? It's a nice piece. If you do get the privy, if you happen to get the privy, you're striking gold. That's going to be worth a heck of a lot of money, I believe.
I wanted to cut you off, but I didn't. Let's see, I'm getting better.
Thank you.
You hope you're going to get a nice piece, because if history tells us anything,
Oh, yes.
in the U.S. Mint, when it comes to metals, they have, and not even just metals. I mean, you could look at their proof buffaloes or just their regular bullion buffaloes.
Yep.
They have a serious problem with finning. And if those you don't know what finning is when they strike the coins, it gets struck harder in one portion of it, and it's a little flatter, and it makes that edge a little sharper. It's not 100% pure all the way around, right? Which it should be, but it's the U.S. Mint. I don't know if it's because they don't care or if they're just, that's the way it is. You take
Or
a
like
product, huh?
I was going to say, or like in your case where you get a coin and it has this big old gash going across the front of it.
Yeah, yeah. And you would think, knowing they are proof coins and how sensitive that mirror finish is, right?
Yes.
That
Yeah.
deep, my Lord, you think they would take the extra time of getting that thing into a capsule and given the consumer what they should get, the best version of that particular coin. And that's not what I got anyways. And I'm sure many others are just like me.
I
But
I I
yes,
honestly feel like those proofs, if you're getting them directly from the mint, they should all be in 70 state. Proof should.
and a
If
lot of
you
folks shy away from buying from the U.S. Mint anymore because of all the pre-sales you get. That, okay, I'll throw in the extra few dollars. I don't have to be a member of NGC or
Mhm.
PCGS, so I'll just buy one already graded at 70. I
Right.
don't need the original government packaging. Just send me
Right.
the 70 and I'll be happy.
I've done that too. Yeah.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah. So that's going to be a good piece, I feel. I'm excited to hop on. You're going to have to notify me when I need to get online to start clicking.
Notify yourself. You'll be in the waiting room. I wanted to compare it to other mints around the world with privy marks. The U.S. Mint has only used a privy mark so many times.
Mm.
2021 with the Morgan silver dollars, right?
Mhm.
And they did the V75s, the
Right.
American silver and gold eagles. We've got one we're going to be talking about here shortly. And then this one,
Which is not a coin.
which is not a coin, it's a metal. But you take a look at the Canadian Mint, Royal Canadian Mint. You take a look at the Perth Mint. They're using privy marks all the damn time.
Yeah, that's normal
And
for them.
yeah, it's normal for them. And they make them a lower mintage. It could be the same coin. They make
Right.
it a lower mintage, put a special privy mark on it, and they sell out.
Mhm.
It's something people are used to seeing. But with those mints, like the Perth Mint, I'm just going to use them. The stuff that comes from them is phenomenal. And you can compare that to anything from the US Mint, and the Perth Mint is going to win 11 times out of 10, guaranteed.
The only coin that the Perth Mint puts out that's trash is that kangaroo. That kangaroo is
I
always
thought you were going to
trash.
say those airs you got.
Oh, no, that's not trash. Those are gold, man. They can make as many errors as they like as long as I get a tube of them. I'm happy with that.
Yeah, dude. All right.
Should we? Shall we?
Yeah, we shall. We talked about this right there. We talked about this going back a week or two again. Again, we're going back. That star right there. Let's bring up this one right here. There it is, right? So I'm going to bring this one back. We thought it might be up here somewhere behind
In the field.
her
Yeah.
backside between maybe the T and Y, kind of like where they had the V75, but they
Right.
didn't. They put it right where you see it.
Yep.
And it's not what we thought, is it?
No, it's kind of a weird place for it, and it is very inconspicuous. What we ended up learning through our connections is the game that it is affiliated with, the game that they're tied with, and it's not what we thought. What did we say we thought
It's
it
not
was?
what anybody thought. I and many others thought it was going to be Grand Theft Auto,
Yep.
which was kind of goofy to begin with, thinking, man, that's a pretty hardcore,
Right.
like above NC-17 style game, right? I mean,
Mhm.
there's hookers and stuff in it.
So it wasn't that. It wasn't Call of Duty.
Wasn't
It wasn't
Call of Duty.
Fortnite. It
Wasn't
wasn't
Fortnite.
Roblox. It wasn't. I mean, anything. Wasn't it? I even
Wasn't
thought
Madden
maybe it's.
2025.
I thought maybe it was going to be Mario because Mario has the little power up stars.
He
It
does
was.
have the
There's
power-up
none of
star.
those.
That's another good one. But it wasn't, was it?
None of those. No. What was it?
Well, let's bring up the graded 70. Or this one is, I
Sure.
don't think this picture of a 70. No, this is, so they're gonna come two different ways. It is, what is that? 8 era.
8 era.
8 era gaming company. This one happens to be up for a pre-sale and from different markets. I think we got this off an Instagram seller. It is gem uncirculated, one of the first 50,000 issued. Here's my guff with it, right? If that's one of the first 50,000 issued and they were setting 50,000 aside for the game, how is it going to come in the game from the game? I guess we don't know that. Are we getting a gem uncirculated or are we getting a graded 70?
Or a raw coin
Getting a
that's
raw
just tossed
coin
in a
in a flip.
bag.
Yeah,
Yeah.
not even in a flip, tossed in a
Uh,
bag, maybe with a little gaming sticker on it.
fingerprints all over it.
But you did find out about this first, I believe. That's a first.
I found out about it early on. Yep.
You did.
And we found out the game it was tied to. And so I downloaded the game. My
By the
son
time I
also.
knew it, you
Yeah.
were at like level 3 already.
Yeah. Yeah. My son downloaded it also. He's actually way the heck ahead of me. I don't know how
Go him.
he doesn't
Go
have a life. So
him.
he's like, I'm gonna get this coin. I'm like, good, get the coin, man. Get it.
That's right.
So let's
On
show
a
a little
mission.
clip of
Yeah,
this
you got a
game.
clip of it.
And I'll do a little bit of talking over it. So yeah, so this is just a little fighting game. It's not anything addictive. It's definitely not addictive. The
Like,
only
it
reason
looks
I'm
like
even
cheap Afghani gaming is what it looks
Afghanistan
like.
animation.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Afghanistan animation.
But yeah, this is the tournament right here. I think it's going to freeze on this frame. So essentially, you play this tournament, and I think you see on the left side it says Tournament 1, Tournament 2, Tournament 3. I
Yeah.
think you have to win all 3 in the top 10 to
Uh-huh.
get a coin sent to you.
Look what it
And they
says,
say
win a real life coin.
so. Yes, win a real life coin, and when you click on that little info button right above there, it'll
Yeah.
bring up this thing right here, and that just says that they'll
Remove
send
this.
you a coin. Right? It doesn't say what coin. It could be this dude, this monkey, this ape dude
Yeah, I
on a
see that.
coin or something, and maybe that's on like I don't know a zinc coin or a copper nickel or something. But my assumption is when they do finally have these American Silver Eagles with the Privy in production, they're going to work that into this tournament. And mind you, the tournament just went live yesterday.
Okay.
So this is like a new feature that they just added because when I first downloaded the game, I think on Monday or Tuesday, it said coming soon. And so they just activated it as of yesterday. And you can see in the let me go back. Sorry.
Oh,
All
you're
right.
right.
So we'll let this play out, but you can see at the very end, the folks that are in this leaderboard on the tournament, they don't really have a lot of points yet. 3,200 points. These people
Okay.
scored that within 2
Okay.
days. So I'm in 14th place right now. I think you have to be top 10 to
Glitchy
qualify for the next
scholar.
round. So I've got I'm Interstellar Wraith 3. So,
Beautiful.
anyways, it's neat. I think it's interesting. Let's get that out. And again, here's some comps.
Yeah, that's the other thing you showed.
So
So
these
what
things were going originally for what, 79 or something?
Yeah, anywhere from that to 120, I've been seeing them.
Yep. And here you can see people have already sold them at 185 and potentially upwards. This is eBay, so there could be other sources where people are selling them. And this
Sure.
hasn't been released yet, so this is all pre-sale.
That's just it. This is all pre-sale. Now, what are these? I want to come in and Go back to that.
Oh,
I want to know if they are okay. Gem uncirculated.
yep. The gem uncirculated went for 125, and then the one that says 70
Oh yeah,
went
there
for
they are. Okay,
175 or
it's just really
185 on
small.
the
See, so
bottom.
there are some that are graded 70 that's sold
Yep.
on pre-sale. Does,
Mhm.
does it? You took a screenshot here. I'm wondering what company, what
Oh, it's selling
seller.
those?
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't know.
yeah.
It looks like the same person.
It almost does, but a lot of times people will just use the same photo,
Mm,
use the same photo, same description. It's all
yeah.
AI now, man. It's all AI.
So my I guess my hope is that if I can get one of these from the game in original packaging, my guess is that that would be worth more than one of these, aftermarket, pre-packaged, pre-graded ones that are coming from the dealers. I would think that one because just like
I would like to think so, and I would seriously hope. Okay, if it did come, if you got one from the game and it came,
with some special packaging or something,
it was with some special packaging, not what we're seeing on pre-sale right now.
right?
Because if that's what they give out, okay, that's cool. But anybody who didn't play the game can also get it. I would hope they would send it with something that you could send to NGC, PCGS, CAC, Annex, anybody that could do something different, make it
Stand out.
special. Yeah, make it stand out to the game that you earn this for, rotting your brain.
So I think it was I don't know if it was 2009 or something like that. Cheerios partnered up with the U.S.
You
Mint for
mentioned
that
that.
penny.
Yeah, you
And
mentioned
that
that.
Cheerios penny, when graded, right, because it comes in a special packaging and everything, but when sent in and graded with the
Cheerio.
Cheerios label, those suckers went for a whole lot more than a penny. And so I imagine this would be similar if it had some kind of special Era 8 packaging on it. Maybe they could do a special label for that.
Gotcha. And this kind of it ends the debate of, and I guess I haven't found it and I really haven't looked that hard. And if maybe somebody who watches this will leave the comment, but there was a comment left saying they said this was BS because any changes to the American Silver Eagle or
Ah, yes.
currency, which this is a $1 coin, had to be gone through some type of,
Congressional
yeah,
approval.
congressional approval. So either
Yeah.
A, it was approved and just not talked about, or they are wrong and they're just adding and making a special coin out of 500,000 of the million they mint anyways, right?
Yeah, this doesn't look like that though.
Millions.
It doesn't look like an additional stamp that they just added. It looks like it's an actual new die with that carved into it.
And it would damn near have to be, right?
Mm,
Because you still got to have it as an ounce of silver and you don't want to take away from it and you don't want to
right.
add to it, right?
Yeah, you don't want to damage the coin by just pinging a star into it. So I'm excited to see what they look like. I know I've got to order in for 2 of them graded
I've got some
70.
coming as well.
Cool. And I know our dealer has actually cut off sales of them so that they are sold out.
They are
Not
dunsy.
surprising.
So those of you who did get in on that, you are very, very lucky.
Let us
Because
know in the comments.
yeah, most likely these things are you're going to see an initial, once people
Oh, yeah.
start seeing this thing, you're going to see a spike in the price, which is a good thing. If you
Do
bought
we
extras, and
know?
what do you know?
I was going to say, do we know? Let me go on eBay. Let me see what the V75s are going for right now. The
Yeah.
silver ones. Because, I mean, what are we, 2, 3
For,
years after that? How many years ago was that?
well, it's 2024 right now. 2020 was the year. So 1, 2, 3, 4 years. Man, I'm killing it with my math today.
You are, man.
4 years later down the road, I would have to assume, without you saying anything, that the initial price of people getting $1,000 for them raw is well below that now.
All right. So I've got in 69. Actually, let me go ahead and share screen, I guess. That'd probably be the best way to do it, right?
Yeah, you can do that.
Share screen. Let's go with how about that right there. All right. So in 69, they're coming in at 345.
Okay.
Ungraded 325. There's a 70 for 5.
535. So it's been about that and that okay, so what
Recently sold.
no, 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 no. I'm looking at the labels now because so this is a gold shield
Ah, yes.
69.
Yeah, yeah.
And what's the difference between the 750 and the 535? One's a NGC.
Yeah, it's just I guess
It's got the 75th anniversary on it,
it
right?
looks like it says DAV, the Disabled American Veterans.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
And then
versus
the one
this one
above it,
has, yeah, that one has the raising the flag on Mount Suribachi.
and it does have a
Um,
first strike designation,
yep, that it
which is
does.
cool. Somebody took the time and got it to them and got it in on time before that cutoff date of having a first strike issue.
Let's look at some recently sold. Oh, where's this? I suck at this part. Sold
It just
items. Here we
says
go.
sold.
Okay, so they're selling around 540.
540.
Yep.
350 as what was that 350 up there? That wasn't it. That was something else.
I think these are the. Oh, this is a two. Yeah, this is just for one raw. I'm
Oh,
guessing.
oh,
It
okay.
looks raw. Yeah,
Yeah.
one in the raw, and then
Just the box.
you got some that are in the raw
295.
295. That's actually not bad. I mean, if you could score one for 295, my only thought is probably somebody did not send this in for grading because they saw a flaw on it. That would be my guess.
Sure, sure, but just to own do you still own any?
No, I never had one.
Okay, so I own one PCGS graded gold shield, and even the certificate of authenticity got slabbed as well. So
Cool.
I own that, and that's just one that I gonna keep, and I'm not. It's just there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's a cool piece of history, and let's see if they do something for the 100 year. Then you
Yeah.
have one that's 75 and 100.
V100.
So let's leave it at that. What do you all think down there in the comment section or the live chat if you were following along to this? How do you feel about the privy marks from the US Mint? How do you feel about the chibis from the US Mint? And
How do
they're
you feel
coming
about
soon.
this?
Yeah, let's bring this back up live. Let's go full screen layout. So this is
It's
a
getting
half
dark.
hour later.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
it's
getting
getting
dark.
darker in the sky. I see that flag still flapping in the wind.
Man, that's some crazy waves.
Dude. Well, let's just leave that play, and man, I will catch up with you on the next one.
Yeah, brother.
All right, everybody. Thanks a lot.
Good night.